Hey guys, welcome back to another Hammond collection walkthrough. In this video, I'll cover how to replace the head and the feet on the Jurassic Park 3 female Raptor, and while we're here, we'll go ahead and give her a cool little repaint. So as you know, this set came up for pre-order last year on Amazon and it sold out immediately, and then we all waited around for this thing to ship. Well, this one finally shipped and it showed up at my house back in March of this year. And then it came back into stock again, actually, a few days later on Amazon, and it was up for a while before selling out. So hopefully you guys were able to snag one of those on that second go round. If not, be patient, keep checking that listing because I'm sure we'll see another round of this set again. I'll drop a link below to the set so you can bookmark it and save it. And I'll also leave links to all of the paints I'm using so you can grab them if you're painting along with me. And lastly, I'll be using the replacement parts by Marco Makes in Surat Tech. You can find those down below as well if you're planning on doing this swap. If that's not your thing, no big deal. You can still hang out with me while I use a little ruler cool and paint this girl up. So I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, so swapping out the parts is the same as before, so I won't be spending too much time here. So just heat up some water, toss her in to soften up the plastic, and then pop off the old parts. Drop the new parts into some warm water, and then pop them on. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done. And now we'll move on and start painting her. Before attaching the head and lower jaw, it's always a good idea to paint the inside of the mouth first. For that, I'm turning to Old Faithful Army Painter's Barbarian Flesh Tone. And once that flesh is down, I'll go in with Bone White and pick out those tiny little teeth. Once all the paint on the inside of the mouth is done, then we can go ahead and super glue the top head down and we'll move on and tackle the rest of the body. As far as painting the body, I just wanted to cover up the areas that had that brown factory deco striping all over it by laying down a white that will just blend in with the factory white plastic. For that, I went with an off-white color that was close enough to match the plastic that I can just kind of paint around the articulation joints and not have to worry about paint rubs or anything like that. I also left the ankles that brownish color because I'm going to paint the feet to match that later on in the video. As for all of the accent colors and little details like the eyes and the red around the eyes and the dark patterns, I went in first with a dark shade of red and I painted around the eye socket, and then I dropped in a yellow dot with a black pupil, which is just so small that it was impossible to film, but you can kind of find reference materials for that kind of stuff, and you've seen me paint eyes before, so you don't really need to watch me do that. As for the dark patterns though, I'm going in with a medium gray mixed with just a little bit of black, and I've got that thinned down in my wet palette and I'm applying it with a fine tip brush. And you can again find all kinds of reference images online to help you figure out, where to put these deco hits. I recommend using the W Dragon Jurassic Park 3 female Raptor as reference, since you can find several clear pictures of her all over the internet and you can get all kinds of different angles. You can kind of see what you need to do. Plus it's a really nice looking statue and it's a great reference point. With the patterns done, now I'll give her a very light gray wash just to help bring out some of that sculpted detail that gets lost in an all white figure like this. And then next up, I'll paint the feet a dark brownish maroon color, and then I'll dry brush the raised areas with red. The last thing to do will be to hit all of the claws, and for that I'm using ochre brown, and then I'll give those a wash with transparent burnt umber just to darken them up a little bit. And that is pretty much it for this girl. I'm going to seal up all of the painted areas with a couple of coats of matte varnish, but she is done and ready to rock and roll, and I am really happy with how she turned out. So here is a before and an after of the custom modifications, and she looks great. I'm really happy with this, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching. So I hope you were able to get something out of this video and it was able to help inspire you in some way, shape, or form. If you give this a shot or you do any kind of repaint, remember to tag me in your photos over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park compound, because I'd love to share it in my story and spread the love of painting dinosaurs around for others to enjoy. If you need more Jurassic related content, you know where to find it. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.